Hey, let's go live. It's James speaking, trendingsites.io. Google has got this really cool tool that's going to make a huge difference if you're thinking about giving real learning experiences to people when you're starting and building your own new education business. So it doesn't matter if you're on the course side and selling course side or the traditional education side. This tool is going to allow you to basically build your own, and I'm calling them throwaway apps. These are a simple way to spin up any kind of application that you want that uses all of the tools that Google has and be able to create it in a couple minutes. And I'm actually going to show you how that works. And I have some examples that you might want to think of next time that you are doing a live Zoom session, or if you want to help people apply what it is that you've been talking about, or if you're in the classroom and you need to do something that is more than creating a quiz or a lesson plan. And I think that's the big takeaway here is that in many cases, all of the AI stuff that has been done in the past and stuff that, that a lot of people talking about, myself included, when I started, it was all about, how do you use AI to get rid of administrative tasks? Like how do you mark papers? How do you create syllabuses? How do you create curriculums? How do you do lesson plans, quizzes? And those are things that are kind of need to be done, but has nothing to do with the actual teaching of it and the application of it. Well, this is the part that they've changed because in Google AI Studio, I'll open this up for you. Again, if you haven't seen this before, Google AI Studio.google.com. It's up at the top there. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. Yeah. So this is free to go on. All you need is a Google account to get in. And this one, I've been on here a whole bunch of times with other videos on the channel, but I want you just to log in and take a look at it. And there's one that I want you to start playing with because I think it's that important. And these are creating these throwaway vibe apps or throwaway vibe coded apps using Google Studio. And what it is here, we've done chat before. We've done stream, which is that multimodal one because AI Studio and Google Gemini, the engine behind it, it knows what it sees and what it hears. It understands videos and images, and it can act and react and actually respond in that. That's all that generate media stuff for creating those videos with actual voice. But there's one here called Build. So I want you to click build. And when I'm going through this, I want you to just think, what are different events or experiences I want people to have if they're buying or taking my course or if they're in my class? And I want to make sure that they actually get engaged as opposed to just consuming some content and getting bored consuming content that they could have generated by themselves anyways with AI. So I'm going to click build here. And there's some really cool things that you can do. Now, the first one is when you look at these, you're going to see that there's some that are already done. I'll open up one for you just to see how cool they are, and then we'll actually go and build one. So here's one called Fit Check, the first one, and it's using the Flash image generator. It's got character consistency and object consistency. And again, these are things that allow you to generate pictures that carry on or have memory of the previous picture so that each time an iterative regeneration happens, it looks similar except for the little changes that you've asked for. So I'm going to do fit check. We'll click this, and here's a basic application that was done. Create your model for any look. So in this case, I can upload a photo of myself and it will create a model that uses all of these image generation pieces and allows me to basically go and see what I would look like as a model. So that's one that was actually done. I can add background, save and share, change the fit, get recommendations, undo, redo. So this is a application that was spun up, and that's what I'm actually going to show you right now because I'm going back to the same one. I'll open up the side menu here. I'm in build. So actually we'll close that, give ourselves a little bit more. And I have a Google Workspace account. It's just the paid one. So this isn't any fancier than the one that gives me access to, the Google suite of applications. You have to have a Google email address to use this. I'm just going to pick start from a template. And they give you some options on templates. But in my case, I'm just going to go and pick one that is empty. So I got a brand new empty app here. And on the left-hand side, this is where you normally find that stuff about the actual AI interface that we talk to that you're familiar with. And on the right-hand side, this is where we find all of the things that are being generated by our personal programmer that's under the hood doing all of the work. Now, I've got a whole bunch of notes up here that I put together and all the research and examples of what's here. And again, these will all be available for you at trainingsites.io/join. It's in the campus, it's in the community, as well as this video and a little more detailed explanation. When I'm going to show you this right now, I want you to take a second, make sure you have a pen and paper out, and just kind of write down what are things that I could use in terms of having a student slash course buyer have them actually use this AI application to apply what it is that I'm trying to teach and or what's I'm trying to get them to do in terms of transform whatever it is it happens to be. I'm going to give you an example first that has to do with the traditional education market. This one I put together, and let me see which one it was here. This one, I did one that was more about let me just pull up the one, make sure I have the right one. I did one that was more education based. And I think it's here. I had it here. Yeah. Yeah, here's the one that we had here. Just going to pull one up. I did some examples. I was playing around to make sure that it worked properly, and I've done them all. So here's some examples here. I did one that was about personalized practice generator. So let's say you've been able to teach something and or you've had some particular work with students or in the Zoom call, and you just say, hey, I want you to go and practice this. Now, in the past, there may be people that are intermediate, advanced. Some people have tried stuff, some people haven't. So this personalized practice generator, what it does is it actually allows each individual person to interface with the application. And in this case, it's all about learning math. So I'm just going to copy the prompt that I had Gemini create. And again, remember this, I'm I'm a huge fan of letting the AI tools create the prompts that they use themselves. In as much as prompt engineering and understanding all the minute details about prompting, I'm either lazy or comfortable now having an iterative discussion with AI to get it to give me the actual prompts that I should use to, in this case, create an application. And that's what I did in this case. So I'm just going to go to the AI Studio again. On the left-hand side, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste in the prompt that Gemini gave me, and I'm just going to click Send Prompt. So on the left-hand side here, I gave it the instructions in a natural language prompt. I didn't say code this with this interface, although I could have, but I just said, hey, this is what I want it to do. And in the background, what it's doing right now, hopefully you can see this, maybe see if I can make it a bit bigger. Yeah, so it's thinking right now. It's been running for 20 seconds. It's designing the prompt structure. It's connecting Gemini through APIs. So remember in Lovable, it was like you had to connect to your AI tool. You had to connect to the Stripe account. Maybe you had a database. Maybe you're doing connecting to Google for registration. There was a lot of connections in the background. This one works with Google and all of the stuff that was in Google. And technically, I think this was in Firebase, which is one of the other experiments that they had. But that one was a little more, I tried to do some stuff that was too technical for me. So this is still running along. It's building the one fantastic way here. The changes to create the app. I've designed a clean, encouraging, and easy use interface for your new math practice generator. So it did all of the code, and you can see on the right-hand side, it's basically created an interface. Now, I did that, and it took, how long? Took 46 seconds, ran for 60 seconds. So I've spun up a throwaway application in 60 seconds. But this is the part right now that makes it really exciting. If you see in the bottom here, there's some examples of other things that I may want to do for my application. For example, let's say I want difficulty levels. So I said, yeah, I want to add difficulty levels. So it put in the prompt. I didn't ask for it. I didn't paste it in. Send the prompt. And now what it's doing is adding or improving the actual application that I built just because I wanted 3 different levels or whatever for my particular students or the particular class that I was doing. So this is running in the background now, and it's going to actually create an application that I can give to each individual student and have them work on it to get practice on whatever it is that they want in math. So I updated the application to include easy, medium, and hard difficulty. The chosen levels will be used to generate problems that are just the right challenge. Here's the changes that I made. Goes through all of them and it's regenerating, and you can see now on the right hand side we've got some options here. So let's go see what my demo suggested that we do here. So once you've set it up, this is how it works. The student would use I'm struggling to do algebra quadratic equations, okay? So let's just put this one in just as an example, because I want to show you how it works. And the other thing I can do here, we can, hopefully you can see this. We'll make it a little bit bigger on the left-hand side. So I've got my math practice generator, personal math tutor. I'm just going to, math topic, I'm going to paste in here. And it's dark, so I don't want it dark. That's a change I can ask for. I'm going to do it medium, and we're going to do easy. And in my case, I'm going to generate problems. So it's going to go and actually create some problems for me, and it's going to come out with, well, I think it was what, quadratic equation, something I have no idea how to work or how to use. So it's creating all of these problems, generating personal practice problems, and it's there for me. So here's an example of something that I could give for students or actually create for students, because we had just gone over quadratic equations. So it's like, hey, go check it out and see what happens. And it's got the actual problems to run through. Try it yourself. Here's the variables, put stuff in, and the problem, and working through it. Okay, so that's kind of neat. Now, notice what else has happened here on the right-hand side. Enhance difficulty options, add topic examples. Well, this is kind of stuff that, if I was doing it, I got some prompts here to see if it works, but I want to pick some particular topics, so I'm just going to go and add it. Now, I just did this in a couple minutes. You can do whatever you can imagine, you can start creating. And it doesn't have to be just about math. So for example, if I go in here and let's do one about, here's the one about algebra that I was figuring out. Someone's there. There we go. So let's do one. Here's another example of one that can be done. So this app turns a student's smartphone camera into a portable biology lab, creating a personalized discovery guide when they go. So they can basically take pictures of something and create it a bio lab where they have, and basically have a personalized doc with identification of all of the pieces that they went through. And even a Google map to basically connect it to say, hey, this is where I got this particular image or insect or whatever it happens to be. So we've got multimodal input, we've got map APIs, and we've actually got the AI tool goes and figures out whatever species is or type of plant or type of leaf, where it came from. All of that wild stuff is available. So that's just an example of one there. Another one they had was student finished an essay, wanted to go over it, analyze the essay that they happened to have done or read. Data storyteller was another one that came up with. And here's the one, personal finance codes. So just to give you an example, we can go and do this. And I'm just going to go and change it, copy this one, and yeah, so let's go back to here, which I had before. We'll take a look at what actually happened. In the meantime, when I was looking over there, it's gone and it's created this, adding fractions, and it got some additional pieces. And I can go and let's do one that's a little bit easier. Here, I got to do this one. I just want to change something because the interface can be changed. Let me just do this one. I'm going to do one. You can change the interface, right? Add copy button, enhance problem display. We can do that one. I'm just trying to make this one a little bit better so it can show you some of the examples of how this is done. And again, I'm not an expert in math, but if you are teaching math or maths and you need to have a particular type or topic or application of something that it is you want to teach, you basically just go and do the prompts in here, and it's actually going to show up the way that you want it. I'm going to go, this is running in the background. Let me just go run in the background, and let me see if I can actually open up another one here. It's running in the background on one. I'm just going to go start another empty one in another browser. I'm going to go put it in. We'll paste in that new example and see what happens. Now, I've been playing with this for a little while. I don't know how many can run concurrently, so we'll see. And I don't even know how many applications are allowed moving forward. So while this is running in the background, here's what I want you to think about. Just write down some ideas on how I could have these learning experiences that would allow me to get people really engaged in experiencing what it is that you're teaching as opposed to consuming the information that you may be sharing. Uh, Anything is open to creation here, and these are not things that have to be super fancy. This is stuff that can actually be created quickly and easily without a whole bunch of big effort. And on the left-hand side, just make sure that I'm here. We'll go back to the one that I was working on previously. You can see that where it's still working, still working. Over on the right-hand side, I can save this app. It is now a link. I can give it to the students. I can give it to my course customers. It's something that I can share. And you can see there's the share app that's there. You can even do things like commit it to GitHub if you want to get really serious about it and have it something that gets added to or gets worked on. But I'm thinking that if you wanted to create this for a class, how long did it take for me to do this? There we go. Problem counter, save progress. All of these suggestions are coming up, and we've got something that is drop dead easy to do. Now, let me just see if the other one has worked in the background. It's still working. I'm in prop types, all that personal finance coach. We'll take a look at that one as well. But I just want to, I just want you to kind of think about what's happening here for us as course creators. So the big change is it's not about being a content creator, although you have to be a content creator. In as much as you give the students or the people that you're selling your courses to, you give them the AI prompts to create that content. But I think it's more using these throwaway apps to be an experience architect. What is the experience that you need to have so that people apply it and understand it during the application? And this makes tools like this, applications, drop dead simple to create. There's not a lot of work there. I basically asked a couple prompts that I got from Gemini, gave it to the AI Studio, and then it gave me a whole bunch of additional suggestions, and I just went along with the suggestions. And it's easy now to differentiate yourself as a teacher, really. If you think about it, you got someone who's doing a talking head lecture or someone that builds apps on the fly that help you understand and apply some of the stuff that maybe you generated as bullet points or too long, didn't read reports using the AI tool that you actually have access to. But you got your app, get people engaged in the app. And in fact, you could maybe say, hey, I want it to print out a marking sheet of each of the individual students that use that link. Maybe I wanted to collect and make sure that they had to enter their name or email address or student ID or their purchase ID for the course or the course they were taking. Um, you know, Next little while, think about things like role playing, AI teaching assistants, avatars. All of this stuff is built on apps and mini apps, and you can now vibe code these right within Google, and they don't have to be fancy, complex ones. They can be throwaway apps. It can be per class, per student, per assignment, per exam. All of this stuff can be created quickly and easily. It is super, super simple. And again, for the students, are the students going to be more engaged when they get to use an app and actually have to do something within it? Or are they going to be more engaged because you just happen to be a great teacher and able to keep everyone focused for a long period of time? What about if you could do both? What about if you could also have something that is a takeaway that allows them to not do homework, but to have application sessions and experiences about the content that it is that you're wanting to look at? So let me see just quickly. I'll stop this in the background. How long have I been going at this? 18 minutes. I get excited about this, so it's so cool. Here's one. Let's go back to our personal finance coach that got spun up. What do I want to practice? Um, Here's one that a lot of young people have today, saving for, I'm just going to say, saving for my first home, first apartment. Now I'm a little bit older. I don't have an issue with this anymore, but I know from my own kids and all of their friends that this is a huge struggle in North America right now. So I'm just going to go and do it. And our topic, 3 personalized scenarios for it. And it's going to generate it. And you can see across the bottom here, well, that's working. It's got refine challenges, improve the interface, add task completion. Again, all of the cool stuff that you can put together. And it's putting together all of the challenges for stuff that I want to go to. So let me just cancel this one. We'll go back to the other one. Yeah, haven't put it in, but we've got an app that's actually built there, my practice generator. So I hope you enjoyed this. Just think outside of the box. What can I do, or what do I need to do right now that is something that is going to add value, that shows that people are understanding and can apply what it is that I'm trying to teach them? aistudio.google.com, and that build part, that little build thing that we were talking about, that ability to go right here on the build, there it is right there. Just go click build and start playing around with this right now. This is the next major thing for the next couple months because AI is happening so fast. After this, I think what we're going to see is another one of those experiments, but having that personal avatar, not only a personal app, but a personal avatar that we can interact with that is going to do this with you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Put some comments below. Give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your ideas on this, whether you're doing it already or you think it works or doesn't work. Like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, go visit trainingsites.io, join my campus. We're there to help you start building, growing your education business by building your own privately branded campus where you can use all of these tools to help people learn. So take care, expect the best.